Hello and welcome back to the classes by Monisha Nath Paul. Today we are going to do the continuation of the chapter Speed, Distance and Time. Today we are going to deal with a very important concept, that is sums based on the speed of trains. Suppose I say to find the speed of a train in case the train is crossing a man or a pole or a tree, something that is stationary. This is the case 1. And second is if it is crossing a bridge or a platform. Then what do we do in this case? So in case we are trying to find the speed of a train that is crossing a pole or a person or a tree, that is something that is a stationary object. So what does it do? Now for this you need to understand something practically. Say for example, let this scale represent the train and let this pen represent the pole. Now suppose when the train is over here, that is the train is about to cross the pole. So the starting point of the train is marked in this yellow slit of paper. Now when do I say the train crosses the pole? That is when the end of the train is at this position. So if this is the starting position, that is if the train is starting to cross the pole from here, it moves and it crosses the pole at this point, that is when it has traversed entirely, that is the end part of the train has crossed the pole, I can say that the train has crossed the pole. So in this case, what is the distance travelled by the train? What is the distance travelled by the train? So you see, in crossing the pole, the train has covered a distance. Look at this yellow mark. The yellow mark at the initial position when it was over here, the yellow mark is over here. And what is the position of the yellow mark when the entire train has crossed the pole? The train has traversed a distance equal to its own length. The train has traversed a distance equal to its own length. So see over here, this was the initial position, that is the yellow mark shows you this is the starting position, and when the train entirely crosses, it is over here now. So you can see the yellow position is here, the yellow slit of paper is here now. So what is the distance that is travelled by the train? So the train travels a distance which is equal to its own length. So that is a very important concept, that is the distance travelled to cross the pole is equal to its own length. So if I have to find the speed of the the time taken to cross the pole, it will be its own length, that is length of the train by the speed of the train. Okay, so time taken by a train to cross a pole is what? It is equal to the time taken by the train to cover a length or cover a distance that is equal to the length of the train. Okay, so the time taken will be length of the train by speed of the train. This is the case 1. Now what is case 2? The case 2 is if the train is crossing a platform or a bridge, then what happens in this case? So in this case, again we will see it practically. Suppose this is a platform and this is the train. So similarly over here you can see that the train is in this position now. Now when this end of the train will come over here, I can say that the train has crossed the platform. So here This is the starting point. Now you can see the train is entirely, it's over here. It is now over here. So what is the distance covered? What is the distance covered? So from the starting to the end, you can see the yellow slit. Suppose I say that this is the length L2 and the train has a length, say L1. So this is the train's length L1. So now you can see that the yellow position or the yellow paper is here at this position, the starting position. That is the point at which the train starts to cross the platform. Now as the train is moving, you can see when the end part of the train is here, it crosses the platform entirely. So what is the distance traveled by the yellow part or the starting part? Here the distance traveled was, the initial point was at that end, and now finally it is over here. So what is the distance traveled? L2, that is the length of the platform, plus this is the length of the train. The length of the train is L1. So for crossing a bridge or a platform, the distance that is traveled is equal to length of platform plus length of train. And the time taken will be what? Suppose I tell this as L1 plus L2, that is length of the platform plus length of the train by the speed. So what is the time taken? I repeat, that is, first you will find out the distance traveled by the train to cover the platform, and what is it? The train covers a distance which is equal to the sum of the lengths of the platform and length of its own. Then the time taken will be to cross the platform will be the length of the train plus the length of the platform by the speed of the train. Now based on this, let's do a sum. The length of a train is 140 meter and its speed is 72 kilometer per hour. How long will it take to cross number A, a pole, B, a platform that is 220 meter long. So in this particular sum, you can see that both the parts are involved, both the cases are involved. So case 1 deals with A, case 2 deals with B. So here the very first thing I can see over here is the length of the train is in meters and speed is in kilometers. So what I can do is speed that is given to me in kilometer per hour, I will change that in meter per second, and you know how to change kilometer per hour into meter per second. If you do not know, please refer to the previous video of this chapter so that this becomes clear to you. So for converting kilometer per hour into meter per second, we need to multiply with 5 by 18. So 72 into 5 by 18 is 20 meter per second. Now in this case, the distance travelled by the train to cross the pole will be what? This will be equal to length of the train, that is equal to, I can see, 140 meter. So time taken is equal to, so let's denote this as D. So D by, let's say this is S. So the distance travelled is the length of the train, and what is the length of the train? That is 140 meter. So the time taken by the train to cross the pole will be distance travelled by the speed. So the distance travelled is equal to 140 and speed we have got as 20. This is in meters, this is in meter per second, so time will be in second. So that is equal to 7 seconds. So the time taken by the train to cross the pole is 7 seconds. So your A answer is, the train takes 7 seconds to cross the train. Now I'm repeating once again, those who have no idea about how this multiplication of 5 by 18 is taking place, please do refer to my previous video so that you can understand how this 5 by 18 multiplication is taking place. It's very clearly explained in the previous video of this chapter. Now this is the first part, that is the train takes 7 seconds to cross the pole. Okay, this is the first part done. Now the second part of the question is to cross the platform. So here in this case the speed is the same, but the distance travelled will change. Distance travelled will be what? It will be the sum of length of train and platform, that is equal to 120 plus 220 meter, that is 340 meter. This is the distance, that is 140, yeah, 360. So it is equal to the sum of the length of the train and the platform, that is 140 plus 220. Now speed is already given to us, that is your 20 meter per second. So your time will be distance by speed. So distance is 360 by 20 seconds, that is your 18 seconds. So the time taken by the train to cross the platform will be equal to 18 seconds. So I hope the sum was quite clear to you. That is, to cross the pole you have to take the distance travelled as the length of the train, and for the platform it is the sum of the length of the train and the platform, that is 140 plus 220, that is 360. So 360 is your total distance travelled by the train to cross the platform. So you can write over here that the train takes 18 seconds to cross the platform, that is 220 meter long. So first answer is 7 seconds and the second answer is 18 seconds. All right. Next. a train is traveling at 48 km/h, crosses a 250-meter long platform in 30 seconds. Find its length. So here in this case we have the speed of the train given to us and the length of the platform is given to us, and the time taken to cross the platform is also given to us. What we need to find is the length of the train, which is the unknown. So we can take, let the length of the train be x meters. We can take the length of the train to be as x meters. Okay, so distance covered to cross the platform. We have seen that whenever a train is crossing a platform, what is the distance covered? The distance is the sum of its length plus length of the platform. Speed is given to us as 48 km/h. So we know that 48 km/h has to be changed into meter per second. So 48 into, we are converting it to meter per second, that means we will multiply with 5/18. So 48 into 5/18, this is 40/3 meter per second. Okay, 6 3s are 6 8s are, yes, 8 5s are 40/3 meter per second. Now, so what is the time taken? Therefore your time taken will be accordingly, it should be x plus 250 by 40/3, this much seconds, that is the time taken. Now we have been given the time taken also. What is the given time taken? That is your 30 seconds. So therefore I can say that x plus 250 30, that implies x plus 250 is equal to 30 into 40/3, x plus 250 is equal to 400. So x is equal to 400 minus 250. So x is equal to 150. So we have got the value of x as 150. So we can say, what is the x? X is the length of the train. That is what we are asked. So we can say, therefore the length, find its length, the length of the train equals to 150 meters. So it ends over here. So you can see very well that in this sum, I am repeating again, what was given to us? We were given the speed, we were given the length of the platform, and we were given the time taken, and we were asked to find the length of the train. So here in this case, what did we do? We have taken the length, we have assumed the length to be as x meters. Now we know that while crossing a platform, what is the distance that is covered by the train? So the distance covered to cross the platform will be equal to the sum of the lengths of the train as well as the platform that it is crossing. So it is x plus 250, because the length of the platform was 250. Now speed was given to us in kilometer per hour, 48 kilometer per hour. So 48 kilometer per hour, if we need to convert it to meter per second, we know we have to multiply with 5 by 18. So 48 into 5 by 18 is your 40 by 3 meter per second. With 6 you can cancel, 6 8s are 6 3s are, so 8 5s are 40, 40 by 3 meter per second. Again I am repeating, if you find a confusion over here, please do refer to my previous video where I have shown the conversion of meter per second to kilometer per hour, vice versa, in a very detailed way. So speed is equal to 40 by 3 meter per second. Now time taken, we know the formula for time taken is distance by speed. So time taken is 250 x plus 250 by 40 by 3, that is the time taken by the train to cover the platform. Now also it is given to us that 30 seconds is taken by the train to cover the platform. So given time taken is 30 seconds. So that means this and this is same, they are the same quantities. So 3 into x plus 250 by 40 is equal to 30. So x plus 250 is equal to 30 into 40 by 3. That means if I cancel it over here, it is 400. Now x plus 250 is equal to 400, or x is equal to 400 minus 250, that is equal to 150. Thus the value of x is 150. So what is x actually? X was the length of the train. So therefore the length of the train is equal to 150 meters. So I hope this sum is clear. So we have done two sums based on this concept of a train crossing a pole or a person or a tree, and a train crossing a platform or a bridge, etc. So these two sums will help you to understand the concepts very clear on these two cases that we did today. So please see the videos properly so that you can understand the concept very clearly. If you really like the way that I am teaching, please do like the channel. If you want to share this with your friends so that they also benefit from here, please do share it with your friends. And if you have not subscribed it yet, please do subscribe it soon so that you can learn more and more and more and have a wonderful learning experience with me. So see you again in my next videos. Thank you.